Maxime Picat, Chief Executive Officer of carmaker Peugeot, has led the French car brand since last October. A former managing director of Peugeot's Chinese joint venture with Dongfeng, he is now tasked with forging a new direction for the brand, which has been hit hard by the worst slump in European sales for 2 decades, but is making inroads in China and looking to expand in other regions alongside partner General Motors. Now, joining me live from the plant in Sochaux in France is Mr. Picat. So thank you very much for joining us today. I wonder if you could talk a little bit about how you see the European car market for the next 6 months to 18 months and what Peugeot is going to do to try and mitigate the slump.
Clearly, as you saw on the first half of the year, the market declined by 7%, which is in line with our forecast of a decrease of 5% for the full year, which means that on the second semester you will clearly have a slowdown in the fall of the market. After, there might be a growth, but the real question is what will be the speed of the recovery, and clearly I think it's going to be slow.
You've just launched your new 308 hatchback. Could you talk a little bit about which sections of the market you want to be in and which ones you'd rather not be?
Clearly, with the new 308 that we are launching here today in Sochaux, we will attack the segment of the hatchback of medium-sized cars in Europe. This is still a very important segment. It's 30% of the volumes, and half of them are hatchback. So it's really key for Peugeot with the new 308 to attack this car, which has a lot of advantages.
Much has been made of Peugeot's large amount of overcapacity in Europe. Do you feel comfortable currently with the amount of factories in Europe you have and the amount of production that's coming out of those plants?
You're right about overcapacities. It is real for the whole industry in Europe. We took difficult decision, but now things are going on with a stop of the production in Aulnay and the closure of the plant next year. It will us improving our production capacity and utilization rates. And clearly, we can use other ways than closing plants, like downsizing sometimes our production capacity, to be sure that our utilization rate will be consistent with our profitability. So this turnover in Europe, it's a very important action plan if we want to come back to profitability.
So investors cheered your financial results, your half-year results recently, and much was made of the reduction in your cash burn. Thanks a lot to cost benefits with General Motors. Could you talk a little bit more about how the alliance is helping the company specifically in Europe?
As you saw, there is that reduction in cash burn. We are on track. We said that on the financial result. We should do a bit better than we said, halving the cash burn this year. It's thanks to the first fruits of our alliance with General Motors, but also improvement in our R&D. A very good management of our inventories, and now we are 100% focused of improving our operational activities, and the launches of new cars is a key action with the new 2008, already 40,000 orders, and the brand new 308 that we are launching, a car which is a great step forward in terms of quality, in terms of fuel consumption, in terms of driving pleasure.
So before you took on this role, you were running operations in China for the joint venture there. I mean, how important is China for Peugeot's continued growth?
Clearly, China is a key market for us. We have a big chance that currently, this year, we are growing twice fast as a market, which is a very good result, and we are gaining market share. This is due to a decision we took in the past, better knowing the customers, proposing to them cars that are more adapted to their needs, and now we've got their cars in the street in China, and it helps us to improve that result. This is really important because you know that we've got a target of having more than 50% of our sales outside Europe in 2015, and we need that excellent growth in China to achieve that, and we already are at 43% at the first semester this year, so well on track to attain that target.
Mr. Picat, thank you very much for your time this afternoon.